Well, it's going to the grandkids, right? At what age? Well, I put in my trust, they don't get it till 40. It's not going into the trust. Now those kids are getting that money at 18 or 21. So when you're changing the ownership over to the trust, typically they're renaming the existing account, but in the case of banks, they've got to do things a little bit differently for bank accounts. They have to open a new account in the name of the trust and move the money because of account numbers. And it's something dealing, I believe it's with the Patriot Act and a couple of other things, just to keep things straight. All right. Here's where I've had some discussions, and there's a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to things like beneficiary designations. Sometimes I have the professionals, and usually it's banks, or sometimes it's newer financial advisors. Oh, you don't need to put this account into the name of the trust. Our accounts are beneficiary driven. All right. That sounds nice. It sounds like you don't have to do much. What this really comes down to with a lot of the financial institutions, they're just saying it's a lot more paperwork for them to change the ownership than it is to change the pay on death beneficiary. So they may push towards that or say, oh, you don't have to worry about doing a revocable trust, or you don't have to worry about this going into the trust. We can set up your beneficiaries directly. All right, so here's what could happen. If you have, well, okay, don't put this into the trust. You can just name your two kids as the beneficiaries on this account. Well, they're the beneficiaries of the trust, right? Yeah. Well, you can just name it to them directly. It doesn't have to go through the trust. What if one of your kids dies before you do? Oh, well, we can put per stirpes on there. So if something happens to one of the kids, you want it to go to their kids, right? Yeah. Well, their kids are 7 and 9. Okay. So you've got $600,000 in an account. It's supposed to go 300,000, 300,000. One kid dies, and it's got to go down to their two kids. Well, it's going to the grandkids, right? At what age? Well, I put in my trust, they don't get it till 40. It's not going into the trust. Now those kids are getting that money at 18 or 21. No. You want those age restrictions. You want the trustee to stand in between them and the money and help them make smart decisions, pay for things until they turn the age that you put into the trust, or the trustee decides to release the money early. You don't want this to just go to them, to avoid probate. You want the control, you want the restrictions, you want to make sure all these different contingencies that can't be put easily or at all into a beneficiary designation to be the end all and be all.